James Kaufman, World News Report today. Today is July 5th, 2025. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. AOC voter grows up and wakes up. Yes, she finally has a fully mature mental capacity, although many never mature fully. She went to the mat for AOC during her first election at 25 years old, and now at 35, she sees the error of her ways. This is her way of trying to teach or warn Generation Z that nothing is free in this world, and feel-good voting ends up with big problems for those voters. It's time we wake everyone up before we live in a Muslim America under Shia law. If we could only drop these children off in one of the countries that practices what the new Democratic nominee for New York City Mayor, Zohran Mamdani, preaches, or is trying to sell the youth and uneducated children of America, whatever their age. Again, just for 1 week, they would come back crying if they made it back and beg to put a conservative in charge.
So New York City just nominated this guy, Zohran Mamdani, who is a socialist, to represent them for the mayor's election. And if I was 25, I would be obsessed with Zohran. When I was 25, I was actually 26, 27, I helped get AOC elected. I made a video for her campaign that went super viral. I met her a ton of times, and I was a huge AOC person. Now I'm 35, and like every stereotypical person, I've grown up, and I've learned that these feel-good politics of promising free food, free college, free apartments, like you get free, you get free, you get free. It feels so good. You feel as a young person when your frontal lobe is not fully developed and you're thinking more in black and white that this is going to be good, right? You're indoctrinated as a young person in America to believe that capitalism is bad and all your problems are because of these evil business owners. But I have to warn young people who are caught up in the Mamdani vibe is that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and we've seen time and time again in countries and cities that adopt these socialist programs is that the rich people who are going to pay for them are going to leave because of a high taxes, and then we just get more taxes and less for it. And one example of this on a smaller scale is in New York in 2019, there was a law that was passed by the state house, all Democrats, to pause rent hikes on rent stabilized apartments. So they could no longer rent hike. So say, for example, an apartment is rent stabilized. It's had the same tenant since the 1970s. It comes up for rent. Landlords, because of this law, can only raise the rent by 2%. So say in 1970, someone was paying $200 a month. You're now going to be paying $220 a month in 2025. But the problem is that rent stabilized apartment needs to be renovated and brought up to 2025 code. So because of this law, what's happened is now there are tens of thousands of empty apartments in New York that are rent stabilized that the landlords are not renovating because they know they cannot make their money back if they renovate them. And again, these landlords are not like evil people. And when you're indoctrinated into this sort of leftist, oppressed mindset, you think like business owners are evil. They're not. Many of them are small businesses, they're working on a margin. And so it's not affordable for them to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into an apartment that they cannot charge market rate for. And so what's happening is landlords are letting these apartments now sit empty and go into foreclosure. And so that's why we have such a bad housing crisis right now in New York, is because of these leftist policies that feel so good to vote for. Like, yay, of course you don't want to raise rent on rent stabilized apartments. Like, that feels so good. But you guys have to understand, like, that's not how things work. We have to look at supply and demand and how like economics works. And unfortunately, Mamdani, I think he's tapping into something that's so real. This feeling from young people, they want to make a difference. They want the world to be a better place. They see inequality. They're so sad. But unfortunately, his policies are not going to be the things that fix our city or our governments. And also the policies that we really, really need are going to be less regulation, less taxes, guys. We need more innovation from individuals and less government in our lives, okay? So if you are a Mamdani person, just watch this video, I used to be like you, and share this with people. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, and like, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I know that free everything paid for by the government is not the solution, and it may make you feel good now, but down the road, you're going to pay for it.
And pay you will. Anybody that doesn't realize that the affluent will flee New York as soon as a extremist like this is elected is as stupid as they come. Which leaves who? All the unemployed folks there. And, well, this radicalist wants to take over your housing and your grocery store. And I guess he wants to be king. That means you're going to be his serfs. I urge all of the immature people that don't understand how economics works to either study or take a look at another country that has followed his policies and see how that's been working out for them. And by the way, ladies, get your garb out because you'll be covered from head to toe except for your eyes. Please share, subscribe, and always remember that anything's possible. Bizarro world.